Today is January 21st. It is Tuesday.
Woo.
It's a Tuesday. Yesterday was a Monday. Today we're talking about tariffs, Stellantis, marketplaces over brands, and we may just mention the NADA show once or twice.
If you heard that first little sentence and didn't hear marketplaces over brands and wonder why in the world we said that, that's a good reason to stay to the end. You know what I mean?
Great reason to stay to the end.
Stay to the end.
You know what's great? Since I look at Kyle's face every day, like for multiple hours, he's looking really clean and tight right now.
I'm ready to go.
He's got his NADA.
I got his hair did. Wow.
Look at him. He's dialed in. If you're just listening, you're missing out. Let me just say.
Look at that. Look at the hair. It's all gone. Look at that. I'm ready to go.
Reporting for duty, drill sergeant.
Come on now. Let's go.
Man. So we're all headed. A lot of people are already on their way to New Orleans for the NADA show. Kyle and I, and actually the whole Soda crew is heading out at some point tomorrow.
Woo!
Wheels up. My wheels up.
Turning it up.
Super early. It's one of those where I'll be at the airport while it's still in the fours. It's like it's
a thing.
I mean,
welcome to the life.
You do what you gotta do. But what you can do right now is go over to our I was gonna say our listing site. It's not really a listing site yet, but NADAparties.com is a pretty comprehensive list of all the parties and events going on at the NADA show in the evenings. There's actually several going on in the mornings. You can find them all there, NADAparties.com. Thanks to our friends at Clairvoy for helping us get the site up. If you have a party or an event you want listed on the site, go to the site. Just click the little button, submit it. We will list it for free. Just because we want everybody to be there. We're having our own party. You'll see it as soon as you drop in. Make sure it's kind of like tickets are sold out, but make sure you sign up for the waiting list because we're going to be opening more tickets. We're confirming attendance. So
we had 4 people last night say, hey, can't make it. Had to make other plans. My boss has me going here. Things like that.
There you go. 4 waitlist tickets.
We let an additional 4 in, and they already picked up their tickets. So it might be a little pendulum. So get on that wait list. You know?
Whatever the deal, it's going to be nice and early. 5:30 to 7:30 Friday night. We're calling it the first stop party. You have a lot of things to do, but swing by, have a drink, get a piece of this custom swag. Only 250 of these little guys. These custom NADA More Than Cars pins in this little jewelry box. It's a pretty nice little spot. So get on the wait list. I guess that's what we're saying.
Get on the wait list. Yeah, I mean, nobody eats dinner till 8 o'clock at NADA.
Much to my chagrin. That's just how it goes.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, there's no 10 o'clock bedtimes at NADA. But granted, for me, though, it is Central Time. So the first day I get a little bit of a pass.
You get a little reprise.
Yes, those mornings. It's those mornings. All right, let's talk about some news. Look, this was the news yesterday. President Donald Trump has was obviously inaugurated, got a bunch of stuff done yesterday, but he has also reaffirmed his intention to impose a 25% tariff on all Mexican and Canadian imports, citing concerns over drug trafficking, illegal immigration, with a February 1st deadline in mind. The proposed tariffs have set off lots of alarm bells across the automotive industry and beyond. Basically, they would affect $97 billion worth of auto parts and 4 million finished vehicles. Could potentially increase average new car prices by $3,000 per copy if it's coming from Mexico or Canada. Detroit automakers also facing major disruptions. Stellantis imports 40% of its vehicles, GM 30%, Ford 25%.
Isn't that wild?
That is crazy. I'm reading that. I'm like, is this right as I'm reading?
It is right, yeah, because so many of the parts come from overseas, and then there's a bunch of manufacturing. Everybody's taking advantage of manufacturing opportunities.
That's true. So Canada and Mexico have both threatened retaliatory tariffs against American goods, potentially leading to a broader trade war. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau flew to Florida to emphasize that Canada is not the problem, while Mexico has increased import. So basically, they're saying, like, you're letting drugs across the border, you're letting illegal immigration just flow across the border, and if you don't make an effort to stop it, like, we're going to make our own effort, but if you don't make an effort to stop it, then we're just going to tariff you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a negotiator.
This is a straight negotiation play. I see this ending up a lot different than it started. There's still
sure
9 days till February 1st, which doesn't seem like a lot of time. But when this is one of the pressing issues, these three are going to get together. They're going to try and figure something out. I think it's all in an effort to try and like create alliances. Actually, in the end, we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, I actually going back to just like the inauguration speech. I come downstairs last night. I work from home. I come downstairs. My kids are like, dad, because they, we homeschool. And so we, that's a part of the education. Like this is a whole thing.
Yeah.
First, apparently they thought the entire thing was like super funny that, all of that. But
it was kind of super funny. If you're watching
like
Elon
the whole
Musk
thing, it was like
Baron
full
Trump.
of comic relief, right?
I kept saying to Miles, I'm like, I wish I was an SNL writer right now.
Oh.
Because there are skits upon skits upon skits.
If you don't follow Joe Rogan, go to Joe Rogan's Instagram profile, look up 2 of the like little memes that he shared, one of Elon Musk and one of George Bush. Like they are sublime. I'm telling you, just do yourself a favor, go to Rogan, go to his stories, find the things that he shared. And like, even I had my son rolling this morning. They are age appropriate. My son was rolling. He's 8. But I come downstairs and he was like, both my kids were like, Dad, Donald Trump mentioned the automotive industry like
he did
5 or 6 times over and over. I think what that tells me is like, hey, nobody needs to like hit the eject button or hit the worry button or hit the excited button. It's just that it's clear that the incoming effort is to focus on how the auto industry buys, sells, imports, exports goods. And so it's something that you should be talking to your local representatives. It should be talking to your Senate seats and things like that, just to make sure that the on the ground efforts are reflected in things that are going on Capitol Hill.
That's a great point. Some of the things I made a post about on LinkedIn yesterday, the things that he did mention, he basically said, we're going to stop mandating that everyone's going to drive an EV by a certain date.
Right.
He gave big thank you to auto workers and the auto workers union specifically. He said, you'll be able to drive any car you want. And their high priority for him will be protecting American jobs. He mentioned this wasn't in the script. He said, we did very well. We did very well. They did very well in the UAW vote contingency. So, meaning on the surface, the UAW did not endorse President Trump, but the people voted for him, which was very interesting little reveal that wasn't in the script that he said. But I think he likes the auto industry. I think we're in for some good things. Obviously, it's always bumpy. But
I mean, there's 2 sides of it, right?
Always.
People that want the EV tax credits, just pay attention, I think, and be in the conversation is important.
There you go. Speaking of paying attention.
Stop. Segue.
Time. Stellantis is sitting up straight with the departure of CEO Carlos Tavares. Stellantis is reviving popular models, reintroducing incentives, refocusing on affordability. The company hopes that changes will reverse plummeting sales and rebuild relationships with both dealers and suppliers. Basically, they're bringing back the Jeep Cherokee-sized SUV, was a key nameplate, once made up 17% of the overall brand sales. Dodge is bringing back. I can hear Scott Simon somewhere rejoicing.
This is huge because last year we were like, they're getting rid of what?
They're like, we're going to be like, let's roll that back. Gas-powered Charger is coming back. The Ram is actually delaying its EV pickup.
Man,
for all the ones that were coming out, that was the one.
That was the most. That was like gorgeous. Yeah, man.
To me, it was
like they're going hybrid, right?
That's smart. That's smart. Yeah. But the EV is still a thing. Like I like that GMC Denali EV. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite one.
Yeah,
Stellantis market share did fall from 12.5% to 8% under Tavares, prompting strategic overhaul. We do need to be sure. Here's a quote from their COO, Antonio Filosa, said, quote, we need to be sure that the next 12 months we see a clear path to go to double-digit market share.
Well, I think here's
clear
the thing.
Goal for sure.
If you went and asked every Stellantis dealer if they're down to ride with that, they would be in for the plan. And so I think the way to do this is get close to the dealer, figure out what's going on the ground. What are the models that are driving profitability? What are the models that are driving volume? And start to focus your efforts on that, because I've never met a dealer that's like, nah, we're good with the market share we have. Right.
That's just hold steady.
Said no dealer ever. And so I think like if that target is the alignment piece, then get aligned on all of the rest of the stuff. Like, don't try and make decisions in a silo. And so, like, if you're a Stellantis dealer and you're hearing this, you have an opportunity to go to your local rep, your regional rep, even the executives that you may know, and say, "Hey, look, we're aligned on the macro target. We've got your back on.
You move with this, we're moving with you." That's a great point. It's a great point. I have some people jumping in the comments. Michael Champagne says, "Good morning from New Orleans. See you later at NADA. It is snowing here today."
I still haven't seen a picture. I've been scouring LinkedIn.
Michael,
like someone's got to be there sharing pictures,
if you're still on the stream at this point, just share a picture on LinkedIn and make sure you tag us.
We need tag us, and we'll
snow in New Orleans. We'll repost it from the Asoto account for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Kyle and I are flying in tomorrow morning. We have some meetings, and he was like, "Should we rent a car?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, and then he said, and he sent me like there's gonna be like 2 to 5 inches. He's like, "That's like 9 feet in Syracuse." He's like, "Are we really
gonna have New Orleans drivers driving?"
That's what he said. "Are we gonna trust that anyone can drive in that?" I was like, "Good point." And we're gonna buy the extra insurance so that whoever hits us because they can't drive, we can just flip the keys back and walk away. But I think we didn't rent a car. We ended up going with like a car service, didn't we? Somebody going to pick us up, or did you rent a car?
I don't know. I actually haven't yet. I forgot.
I saw something come through that looked like a car service.
We'll come through.
I don't know.
Maybe I did. The car service? I don't know.
It's been
a long week already, and we're just getting started, fam.
Maybe the meeting we're going to, maybe they said a car service.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's go. Okay, we're getting sideways.
There's no segue. Let's just get into this last one. A new global study is highlighting just how dominant online marketplaces have become for shoppers in the US, UK, France, Germany, and the Netherlands. So some of your big retail nations, leaving traditional brand-owned websites in the dust now. 63% of consumers are preferring marketplaces over shopping directly from brands. 47% use marketplaces for product discovery rather than Google or other search engines. They're saying 59% of US shoppers browse marketplaces just for fun, but that often leads to impulse buys.
Yep.
And 56% admitted to making unplanned purchases, while 13% do so often. Channel Engine CEO Jorrit Stein said, "Retailers must embrace a multi-channel strategy to stay competitive or risk being left behind. It's not just about being on Amazon anymore."
Okay.
Ooh, all the dealers kind of like, right now.
I see. I mean, look, I don't think that anyone's going to make an impulse buy when they're shopping for a car. Let's put that there. So I understand with smaller retail items on the marketplace, but behavior does transcend product, right? It's behavior that, like, I like seeing all the offerings from all the places. Consumers are just accustomed to it. They want that, which means two things. Number one, if you're a third-party marketplace, great opportunity. And if you're a dealer on a third-party marketplace, better make sure you're working your unique selling propositions into your listing, right? Because when they come to your site or when they see, like, you got to give them some feels. The flip side, if you're a dealer on your website, you better have a dialed in, not cluttered, really fast website.
Yes.
Or else they're going to bounce to the marketplace, or when they land, they're
gone to the marketplace. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean,
why would they come see you if they can go to the marketplace and kind of see everything? I would also say, and you'll notice, and this is like, we've talked about merchandising with a couple of people, but go to all of the major retailer third-party marketplaces. You're talking eBay, you're talking Amazon. They have new algorithms prioritizing removing distraction from the merchandising effort. So what that means in simple terms is they're looking for the cleanest, most professional images and prioritizing those to the top. I would not be surprised if you start seeing image recognition come into play in your Car Gurus, your Auto Traders, your Cars.com, because they recognize people want a distraction-free shopping experience and they want the product to be the star. And that's the way the third-party marketplace. So that's like a shopping behavior. If that's going to be where people are going and they want that type of opportunity to engage, watch out for these larger big boxes, kind of like thinking about images more closely.
Wow. Oh, you know what? We have a hot update here.
Hot update.
Charles McCann, our friend from Texas, says, "Good morning, gents. We just got word that all flights to NOLA out of DFW have been canceled.
Which,
hope things improve."
To be fair, that's like literally flying right into and over the storm right now. right?
It's not about flying through the weather. It's about, are they able to land?
To land, yeah.
I mean, it should clear up.
Today is definitely dicey.
Yep. It's a good thing Michael Cirillo's driving.
I know.
We might actually need him to pick us up. He's got a truck.
I like it.
I like that idea. Road trip.
Road trip.
Listen, everybody, we hope you're having a great day. Whether you're going to NADA or not, we hope you're planning on doing one thing, and that is walking out of wherever you're watching this live stream, looking at the people around you, and taking care of them. We'll see you tomorrow morning.